In today's class, we will discuss economics of power plant generation. First of all, welcome to the online lecture session on power plant engineering. Economics of power generation. In all fields of industry, economics play an important role. In power plant engineering, economics of power system use certain well-established technique for choosing the most suitable system. The power plant design must be made on the basis of most economical condition and not on the most efficient condition, as the profit is the main basis in the design of plant and its effectiveness is measured financially. The main purpose of design and operation of the plant is to bring the cost of the energy produced to minimum. Among many factors, the efficiency of plant is one of the factors that determine the energy cost. So, what is the economics of power generation? It is the art of determining per unit cost of production of electrical energy. And while designing and building a power station, efforts should be made to achieve overall economy so that the per unit cost of production is as low as possible. This will not only enable the electric power company to sell the electrical energy at a profit and ensure reliable service. Few terms related to the system operation. First one is connected load. It is the sum of continuous rating of all the equipment, including bulbs, tubes, CFLs, fan, electric motors, socket outlets, and power plugs, etc., that is connected to the electrical supply system, and that load is called connected load. The next one is film load power. It is defined as theoretical value of power which is a power plant. That power plant can be hydrothermal, is supposed to produce throughout a year or at all time, is known as firm power. In simple word, we can say it is the power which should always be available even under emergency condition. This is the example of connected load. Tube light 40 watt, heater 1000 watt, TV 60 watt, tube light 40 watt, CFL 20 watt, ironing 500 watt, CFL 25 watt, fan 60 watt. So if you want to calculate the connected load, you have to add all the appliances that you can see in this particular figure. Then you can get the connected load. In this given example, it is coming to be 1745 watt. Cold reserve. Cold reserve, we can say it is the reserve generating capacity. It is the reserve generating capacity which is not in operation but can be made available for service. The next one is hot reserve. It is the reserve, we can say, generating capacity. It is the reserve generating capacity which is in the operation but not in the service. Spinning reserve, it is the reserve generating capacity which is connected to bus and is ready to take the load. Now coming to demand. Demand of an installation or system is the load that is drawn from the sources of supply at the receiving terminal averaged over a suitable and specified interval of time. Demand, demand is expressed in kilowatt, kilovolt, ampere or other suitable units. Maximum load or peak load and demand factor. Maximum demand or peak load is the greatest of all the demands that have occurred during a given period. It is determined by measurement according to the specifications over a prescribed interval of time. And then what is demand factor? Demand factor of any system or a part of the system, it is the ratio of maximum demand of the system or a part of the system to the total connected load of the system or part of the system under consideration. So we can, in simple way, we can say demand factor is equal to maximum demand divided by connected load. Load curve. It is very important, load curve. Load curve is a curve which represents load on generation station. The load is in kilowatt, megawatt, recorded at the interval of half hour or hour against the time in chronological order. In another we can say it is the curve which is drawn between loads versus time in sequential order. We have to draw the load curve on daily basis data, weekly, monthly basis data. It is the curve showing the variation of load on the power station with respect to time, and it is called load curves. As you can see, the load in megawatt in y-axis and hour is mentioned in x-axis. Okay, this is the variation according to the time. What are the following information we get from the load curve? The daily load curve shows the variation of load on the power station during different hours of the day. As you can see in the previous slide, it is showing at different hours of the day. The area under the daily load curve gives the number of units generated in the day. Unit generated per day is equal to the area in kilowatt hour under daily load curve. The highest point on the daily load curve represents the maximum demand on the station on that day. Then average load is equal to area in kilowatt hour under daily load curve divided by 24 hours will give you the average load. Now coming to the plant capacity factor, it is the ratio of actual energy produced to the maximum possible energy that could have been produced during a given period. So in simply we can say it is a ratio of actual energy produced divided by maximum possible energy that can be produced. The power capacity factor is an indication of reserve capacity of the plant. Then reserve capacity is equal to plant capacity factor minus maximum demand. Always remember, reserve capacity is equal to plant capacity factor minus maximum demand. Plant use factor. It is the ratio of kilowatt hour generated to the product of the plant capacity and the number of hours for which the plant was in operation. Okay. So this factor indicates how much is the plant capacity utilized, but it does not indicate the time for which the plant remained idle. Average load is equal to area under the curve divided by 24, that is equal to the energy consumed 24 hours by 24. Will give you the average load. Then coming to the load factor, it is the ratio of number of units actually generated in a given period to the number of units which could have been generated with the same maximum demand is your load factor of the station. In simple way, we can say load factor is equal to the average load divided by maximum load. It will be always less than unity. The next one is diversity factor. Diversity factor, it is a ratio of sum of the maximum demands. Always remember, maximum, it is a ratio of sum of the maximum demands of the individual customers and maximum demand of the system. So in simple way, we can say diversity factor is equal to sum of the individual maximum demand divided by maximum demand of the system. It will be always greater than unity. Now coming to the importance of load factor and diversity factor. Load factor, as you know in the previous slide, it is a ratio of average load to the maximum load on the power plant. The load factor will increase if the average load increases without the increase in maximum load. Thus, the total number of units of energy generated kilowatt hour at higher load factor would increase, but the annual fixed charges per unit of energy generated would reduce with the increase in load factor. Hence, the annual fixed charges per unit of energy generated would reduce with the increase in load factor. As a result, the overall cost per unit of the energy generated reduces. Diversity factor, power plant feeder, you can see in the given figure, feeder X, feeder Y, feeder Z. Okay, X group of consumer maximum demand is 1500 kilowatt between 9 to 15 hours, and in Y groups of consumer maximum demand is 1000 kilowatt between 9 to 12 hours, and Z groups of consumer maximum demand is 1200 kilowatt between 12 to 2 hours. So this is up to today's class. In next class we will discuss some numericals related to the economics of power generation. Thank you.